I have spent hours avoiding tasks, making excuses and waiting for the perfect timing. Does this feel like you? Where you know you need to do something urgently, but you see yourself doing something else that is not even very important at that moment. I have a confession to make. I used to be a procrastinator, but I beat procrastination. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk with Ene. So today I'm going to share something very interesting and something we all have experienced or currently experiencing, or maybe some persons have experienced it. Procrastination. So today I'm just going to share my journey. Now let me be real. It's been a lot of battle because I'm not talking of just putting off things. I'm talking of full-blown procrastination where you're avoiding responsibility and not doing things when you should do. The type that has cost me so much. So I'm sure if you are like me, you've probably Googled a million times how to beat procrastination. You see, break it down, do this, do that. I've been there. And so that's why today I'm going to be sharing my actual journey. And trust me, I'm going to make it brief because I know you probably don't have the time or the attention span to watch this for more than a few minutes. You're probably going to postpone watching this video. Sorry I said that. So I'm going to share my imperfect journey, my messy, ridiculous journey of how I am getting through this, how I am curbing it and kicking procrastination. So it's still a journey. And like I used to say at the beginning of my channel, that this channel is a place where we are growing together. We are learning together. So I'm going to just be sharing my journey, how it's been, what has been working for me. When I realized how much procrastination has stolen from me, I've lost opportunities. I've lost so much because of procrastination. And you wonder, why do we allow procrastination? Sometimes fear of failure. The desire to do things perfectly. You want things to be perfect. Sometimes you are just overwhelmed and you keep piling up things. So I'm just going to share a few things that I'm currently doing that has helped me so far. For me, procrastination just wasn't about being lazy. It was because, like every other person, I want things to be perfect. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed. And so I keep just avoiding things. Sometimes the fear of doing of failing at something. And so once I understood what was responsible, it was easier for me to get through it, or a good place for me to begin. And then I realized the consequence. I shared it earlier, what it was doing. There was a time that something that was meant for me slipped through my hands because I postponed what I should have done immediately. It hurt my heart so much. Opportunities I could not get anymore because I kept procrastinating. Something that I should have done that time, I didn't do it. So some of the things that I did that worked for me, I came to understand that for me, I don't function properly when I do so many things at a stretch. So I started focusing on small achievable wins. So instead of saying I'm going to read an entire book by the end of this month, or I'm going to write a book, I started breaking it into smaller tasks. Okay, I'm going to write the introduction today. I'm going to write a chapter every day. I'm going to read a page every day. For me, at a point I struggled with reading. I started making reading as part of my devotion. I would add it to what I read first thing when I wake up in the morning. And I discovered that improved my reading habit. And I was able to even read more. My plan was to read a chapter a day. A chapter a day during my devotion, or a page. I find myself reading even more than a page, a chapter or two chapters or even more. And then in a short while, I'm done reading the book. Instead of saying I'm going to be posting videos be consistent in videos, I'm going to be sharing at least a 1 minute video every day, or write a little post. And I discovered I became consistent and I haven't stopped being consistent at it. I identified the things that were triggers for me, the things that were triggering this procrastination. So I tried to remove them, identify those triggers. I discovered that my phone was one of the triggers. So if I put my phone aside at night before sleeping, it's hard to pick it up in the morning and then start using the phone. And then before you know, time has gone, you are not doing another thing. Also, one of the things I did with my because I understood that social media can be a distraction, I removed all social media apps from my laptop. And I shifted everything that has to do with me working or functioning or being productive to my system, to my laptop. So anytime I want to work, I go to my laptop. And so no WhatsApp message pops up on my laptop, no Telegram, nothing. No social media, no game, I don't have any movie on my laptop. So I made my laptop my workspace, and it was helping me to do so many. So once I I do everything on my laptop, and that way it was easier for me to finish the tasks when I should do. I became more kinder to myself. I mean, I stopped guilt tripping myself each time I failed at something or each time I shifted something I was supposed to do. I mean, I shifted something, it didn't work this time. I will try again another time. And also, instead of just multitasking, I decided to use strategic multitasking. Sometimes we would be advised that, as a procrastinator or someone who procrastinates a lot, you should multitask. But the truth is that multitasking can become overwhelming, that you end up doing so many things, and you end up doing nothing. You pile up so many things, and then you find yourself unable to finish any of them. So strategic multitasking. Like for instance, I usually would enter a train, and sometimes where I'm going takes me like an hour. So instead of just replying people, instead of just going through social media feeds and reading other people live their life or make progress with their life, I try to do something else that time. It could be the time I write a post on social media, or a time that I read a book. Most times I read a book, listen to a podcast. Sometimes I even go with my laptop and walk in the train. And then sometimes when I'm cooking, I can be like cleaning my room, listening to music, or listening to a podcast, doing something else, listening to a sermon or something. That way, none of them is like affecting the other. While I'm waiting for something, I could be reading. Sometimes when I go to a place that phones are not allowed, I carry a book and I'm able to finish the book, or I carry something that I can write. So be careful with multitasking. If it's not strategic, there's no point. Also, I try to understand myself and my energy level, and I focused on what works for me. I discovered that I'm not somebody that functions very well in the afternoon. I do things slowly and do not achieve so much in the afternoon. I work more at night. I'm a night person. I can do so much at night, and if you want me to do everything, I would do. So I focused on that, and there's specific time of the night that I worked, and specific time of the or in the morning. So I started shifting things to that time, and it really worked for me. I started shifting things to that time, and I discovered at those times I'm able to function more. And of course, whenever I'm doing those things, I already prepare what I want to do. Like, okay, I'm going to do this at this time. And then I create daily to-do list and schedule, and I try to make it as simple and small as possible. I mean, for me, finishing a course, instead of saying I'm going to finish the entire course, I said I'm going to take 30 minutes every day or 15 minutes. And I discovered I end up finishing the course instead of saying I'm going to do this course this month. I discovered every day I'm committing to 15 to 30 minutes of an online course. And there's something that is supposed to probably take 2 weeks. I end up doing it in few days. Because by the time I'm starting, I discover it's not that much. And then I end up going on and on and on and on and on. So understand what works for you. So for me, you would see that because I was able to focus on what was working for me, it was easier for me to do this. And sincerely, there are things that I was so sure I would never be able to achieve or be consistent at, and I'll keep postponing things. I'm amazed at how much I am making progress. And let me be real with you. I'm not done yet. I still struggle. And so it's still a job. Also, I try to set time-bound goals. I don't just set blanket goals. I stopped setting blanket goals. I started setting time-bound. Like, I'm going to do this in today, exactly at this time. And it was easier for me to complete those tasks. So that can help you a lot. And I kind of set ways to help me achieve that help me to be disciplined. I discovered I'm someone who likes to be perfect, who wants to do everything perfectly. So I stopped focusing on perfection because I discovered that was one of the reasons that I was unable to do things and I keep postponing things. So I just do it. I just start doing it without even thinking about it anymore. I stopped focusing on perfection. I start focusing on consistency. I would say that instead of me being perfect, let me be consistent. And in the process of being consistent, I will become perfect. And anything that takes me a short period of time, I do it. Anything that takes like less than 2 minutes, I do it. And I discovered that way I'm able to do more. And I understood how much time I could do things. And I focused on that. I discovered that I'm not somebody who could do some things in a very long period of time. So I started doing things within that time frame that I could work. So because for me, one of the things that was affecting me and causing me to procrastinate was becoming overwhelmed with so many things at a stretch. So doing that helped. So I would like to stop here so that this video does not get very lengthy. Maybe I would have to do another video to complete it. And I'm still going to share the rest of my journey. But I hope that you were inspired by me sharing how I'm getting through procrastination and how I'm able to get through this. I hope you learned something. And please don't forget to share in the comment section the struggles you are facing in your own journey, and if there was anything that was helpful in what I shared, and if you can and then what would you like me to talk about in my next video. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.